Even Democrats are starting to admit it. Kamala Harris isn't a serious contender for 2028. And let's be real, that's not just a tactical shift. It's basically a quiet confession she was the wrong choice back in 2024, too. When your approval ratings are buried in the basement and public enthusiasm is flatlining, the truth gets harder to hide. And now, Bill Maher has dropped a bombshell that's got everyone talking.
Our universities have been out of control for a long time. They became indoctrination factories. They forgot there's absolutely no diversity of thought.
Well, and they're continuing to racially discriminate.
And that.
Against the law.
And that.
The Supreme Court ruled 2 years ago.
There's a lot of inefficiencies. The overhead in higher education, why it's so much more expensive than when I went. The overhead is very high. But I also want to be really clear that Donald Trump is not interested in making them more efficient or getting rid of overhead or dealing with affordability. This is his woke culture war. This is his culture war against things that he doesn't believe in and want to see. And it's actually extending to our service academies.
Well, you don't have to be Donald Trump to think that there's been something rotten on campuses for quite.
His latest takedown of the Democratic Party isn't just sharp, it's downright explosive.
When you cannot speak the other side of the coin, when conservative thought, whatever you think of it, is just verboten, which is basically what happened on the, and some of the ideas. Why do you think they erupted, so many of them, in cheers for what happened on October 7th? Why do you have professors coming out there and saying they were exhilarated by this mass massacre of people? Okay, that didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Something, ivory towers. And also, they're just very anti.
Maher isn't whispering anymore. He's practically shouting it from the rooftops.
What about the younger people in your party, though? How are you going to get them to understand? No matter how many times people like Jamie and I say to them, the world is a complicated place, and it's not just about oppressor and oppressed. They have a thought in their head that white people did some very bad things, and white people did some very bad things. And they're all but so did everybody else in the world. But they don't know that. They just see the world through this one prism. And until they do, I don't think you're going to get them off this issue. And I don't think the Democratic Party is going to be able to go forward until they make a decision. Whose side are you on here? Are you on the side of Western civilization and Western values, or are you on the side of the terrorists? Are you with those kids? Because, Mandami, he's the perfect candidate for them. That's what they think.
His blasting from the rooftops about what he calls the party's self-destructive spiral, and his not holding back. His raising questions that shake the status quo. Are the Democrats still standing on the principles of Western civilization, or have they been hijacked by a radical fringe? This isn't your typical late-night rant, it's a full-on alarm bell.
Trump says that woke is officially dead, capitals. You gotta cloud some of this shit. Officially dead at Brown. After that, their settlement with the administration. What do you make of the president's war on the academy? I don't know. I think he means. I think the person means academia.
Academia. Well,
this person should go to an academy. War on the academy. Yes, on academia. I'm not totally against it.
Yeah.
Academia needed a hot poker up.
Maher's questions are like fiery darts aimed right at the heart of Democratic ideology. He's tearing into what he sees as a full-blown identity crisis, a tug-of-war over core values that could send the party straight off a cliff. And when it comes to the so-called wokeness dominating academic circles, he doesn't mince words. His warning: without a course correction, the Democrats aren't just drifting, they're flirting with their own demise. This isn't polite commentary, it's an unfiltered reality check. Maher's rant dragged into the spotlight what most insiders whisper about but won't say aloud: the widening gap between the party's traditional base and the radical fringe now steering the ship. Call it brutal honesty or call it political heresy, but one thing's clear: these insights could shape the conversation for years to come.
Do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to, usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican candidate next time. It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party nationally.
I think the Republicans are going to...
When you let the Democrat socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what...
Maher's warning isn't just about the Democratic Party. It's about society at large, especially the younger generation. On campuses, he argues, education has been replaced with indoctrination, creating echo chambers where dissent, particularly conservative voices, is shunned. This mentality, he says, bleeds into society, shaping young Americans' worldview against Western principles. The result? A dangerous identity-driven politics that risks alienating both traditional Democrats and swing voters. Maher frames it as an ideological battlefield, with universities as the front line. Young voters, locked into black and white narratives of oppressor versus oppressed, could end up disillusioned when those ideals clash with real-world politics. And if the party doesn't offer them a platform that resonates, they may eventually walk away. For Maher, this isn't just culture war chatter, it's a political time bomb. If Democrats can't balance progressivism with tradition and unite younger and older generations, their current dominance could collapse. His message is blunt: either course correct now or risk losing touch with the very voters they need to survive.